welcome Shaquille O'Neal.
Hello, Cisco. How are you? Chuck.
Yeah.
Last time I was in front of 18,000, down by one, free throw line. Took my time, and I missed.
Hey, Shaq, don't miss today, okay?
I promise.
Hey, think bigger, stronger. I'm going to tell you something. There are not a lot of people that are physically intimidating to me, but holy cow. Are you interviewing me or am I interviewing you?
What's your last name? I know it's Chuck. We all know Chuck. CEO,
Chuck's good.
Chuck. No, what's your last name?
Robbins.
Because when they said I was getting interviewed by Chuck Robbins, I went on the internet and... Did you play basketball in North Carolina? Is this you?
It's what, me?
I got a picture. Show that picture.
Oh, my God.
And I thought they said white men couldn't jump. Jeez.
Right.
I'm talking to a basketball legend. How are you, Chuck? Nice to see you, brother.
It's good to see you, too.
What kind of conference is this? I want to know.
Hey, Jerry.
I
I'm just curious how this was set up. Was I gonna?
No, I'm just saying. I noticed, you know.
These are all salespeople. This is our entire global sales organization. So
are you sure
hold on to your wallet.
People?
Hold on to your wallet.
Because I saw a couple guys at the Snoop Dogg swimwear concert last night. Snitches get stitches. I'm not going to say any names. Those two right there. We're hanging out with Snoop.
Those two right there. Okay.
Yeah. What's up, baby? Nice to see you again, boy. Just want to know what type of conference this is. All right. We can start now.
Well, you know, there's a lot of diverse talent in here.
I see that. I saw it last night. I was like, is this Cisco or disco? This guy was dancing on tables. He took his shirt off. I wasn't going to say anything. He was like, I'll see you tomorrow. I work at Cisco. I was like, I hope Chuck don't find out about what you were doing. I know what happened in Vegas stays in Vegas, but I'm telling everything.
He's leaving.
Where's Woody? Woody here?
Woody's behind you right down there.
Woody, I hear you're about to retire. Actually, you're not retiring. Chuck told me to give you your 2-week notice today. So, sorry to have to break it to you here. You're not getting any of the Cisco benefits. You signed the paperwork now. Congratulations, brother.
He said that he would personally ensure that you sign that paperwork, by the way. So Shaq, first of all, thanks for being here. And it's always great to see you. And we're joking backstage. You know, I still get to watch you on TNT with Kenny and the guys. And Kenny was there when I was at North Carolina, so it's always fun to see you. And Woody went to North Carolina too, by the way. Just so you know, there's a lot. He did not play basketball though.
I can tell, Woody. I can tell.
He's the origin of that rumor you're talking about
Right.
jumping. So good peripheral vision, he said.
I see everything, Woody.
Okay, so we got a theme this week. It's called Stronger. And it seems like you would exemplify that category, not only physically, but you really did achieve so much. And then what's been incredibly impressive to me, in addition to your basketball career, is what you've actually done after your career. Because you've actually gotten stronger even as a brand, I think.
My whole life has been based on strong, stronger, and strongest. And what I realized, the most dangerous of the three words that I just pronounced is strongest. Because sometimes when you get to the strongest, you get complacent, you get lazy, you say to yourself, I've made it, I don't have to do anything else. And then, you start to, revert to old habits which will in turn make you lose your position. So I had to change my mentality of always saying I would like to be stronger. For example, strong would be to tell my parents that I will, go back to school after I left 3 years early and, get my bachelor's degree. Stronger would say, you know what, let me get my master's and my doctorate. So I've always wanted to, be stronger, live stronger, strive for education, strive to be better, and always do the right thing. So when they asked me to come, have this conversation about stronger and stronger, I think I know, firsthand what it's like. So again, strongest is the most dangerous because a lot of time, us, when we get to the top, we're the strongest, we don't have to do anything anymore, and we start to, lose our ways. So it's been fun.
Yeah, I think that's great. Because this group is,
a bunch of party animals. But go ahead.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah. It's the reason we did this in the afternoon is because they wouldn't have shown up if we'd have done it this morning. So, unless they'd known you were coming, which they didn't know.
That's great leadership by you. Yeah, but you know what's crazy about those two guys over there? What I noticed, because I was watching them the whole night. They only really got down when the White Guy Classics came on. Like, you play all the new music, it was cool, but
they weren't doing it.
Come a chameleon. Dudes went crazy. I'm like, Boy George makes you take your shirt off? Really? Is that what we're doing there, Cisco? So every White Guy Classic that came on, those guys went crazy. I like the White Guy Classics too. Red, red wine, doo-doo, doo-doo. Stay close to me.
All right. I told Shaquille backstage, I said, look, if we get a few good lessons in this discussion, that'll be great, but we really want people to have a good time. I think he listened to me. Actually, I'm not sure it would have mattered what I said backstage.
I listened. I like you, Chuck.
Well, I like you too.
Thank you.
So, okay, on this thing about stronger, we were talking and you made a joke earlier about the free throw shooting. That was something, By the way, I'm going to assure you, I cleared my ability to ask this question before because if I make him angry.
You won't make me angry. I knew that I wasn't a very good free throw shooter, so I had to change my mentality. For example, strong. I shoot 53% from the free throw line, but I had to get stronger. So my mentality was, I shoot 100%, 53% of the time at the free throw line. Genius. So what that enabled me to do was every time I miss, I'd never get down to myself. I'd say, okay, I shoot 100%. So now when I make one, told you, I shoot 100%. So, like, when I needed to hit them, I would always hit them. And that's because I had to change my mentality. Like, if I was like, I'll shoot 53%, I'd start to worry about it, then it goes from 50 to 40 to 30, and we can't have that. So I just had to change my mentality. So on paper, I shot 53%, but in my mind, I shot 100%, 53% of the time.
I just want...
You know what that is? That's the LSU math right there.
LSU math.
LSU math, baby.
Hey,
anybody from LSU in the house?
LSU?
Liars.
I just want the people in this room to know that you will not be allowed to say that you made 100% of plan, 100% of 53% of your plan. Doesn't work.
It won't work.
Jerry, 100% of 53% of your plan. Yeah, I knew it. I was feeling it.
Hi, Jerry.
They all work for her.
I heard a lot about you, Jerry.
You did hear a lot about her.
I did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You married, Jerry? Too bad, because once you go Shaq, you never go back. I was just saying. Love you, Jerry. Jerry, listen, Jerry is gorgeous. Oh, she's hot. She's really hot. I was like, wow.
Shaq, this is the part of the conversation that I'm not allowed to participate in.
Right. Good job. Strike that from the tape, Jerry.
All right. Hey, Shaq, let's go off script a minute. So, I am from a small town in Georgia called Grayson, and we were backstage, and liars. and I said it, and you're like, oh yeah, I know where Grayson is. I mean, how crazy is that?
I used to live in a town called Lawrenceville.
Lawrenceville.
Liars. And I chose Lawrenceville because when I retired, I said to myself, I don't want to be a spoiled brat anymore. I used to live in those dumb private communities with all those ritzy, farty people. I said, I want to live amongst the people. So went on the internet, said, let me get some land. Typed in 10 acres outside of Georgia, and this beautiful farmhouse came up. So I went to look at it. And the dummy that I am, I didn't look at any of the specs. I saw the house, and I saw it had beautiful land. So I asked the lady, I said, is this the property? She said, yeah. I said, so all this is mine? She said, yeah. So I bought the house. So about 2-3 months later, I'm trying to get some sleep early in the morning because I don't really get up before 1 or 2. I only did this today because they said Chuck wanted to see you, so I said, I'll do it. So I'm trying to get some sleep, and I hear bulldozers and trucks. So I go outside and have an argument with the guy. I was like, you know, this 10 acres, it belongs to me, right? He said, no. So he pulled out the plan in that I never looked at. He said, your acres is the other way. And on the other side of the house, it was mud and trees. So I got jerked around in Lawrenceville, Georgia.
You guys still want to cheer?
So I really had 2 acres of land and 8 acres of mud that looked like Charles Barkley.
Oh, my Lord.
And all you people that watch the show, yes, I hate Charles Barkley. All that stuff is, I want to kill him one day.
It's pretty clear.
This is how I'm going to announce my retirement from TNT. Chuck's going to say something one day, and I'm going to just get up and smack the taste out of his mouth. And then just walk off. Because I know I'm going to get fired. I'm going to say, you can't fire me, I quit. And then walk off.
There's not a lot of people on the planet who can say they're going to do that to Charles Barkley, you know? So if I ask this next question without any backup, it would not connect at all in any way, shape, or form. When you think about, like, your basketball career and everything, and then now your business career, we met some of your team backstage. How does your mentality around stronger affect how you think about leadership?
It's always been the same. In business, I use the championship model. What I mean by that is I realized early on that no matter how good I am as an individual, I can never win a championship by myself. Got to utilize Kobe. Got to utilize Rick Fox, Robert Horry, and so forth. I hate Rick too, by the way. So when I'm in business, instead of trying to do everything by myself, I utilize my teammates. And in college, I was doing a paper, and I came across a quote by General Eisenhower. The greatest of leaders are the ones smart enough to hire people smarter. And I see you did that with Jerry. She's way smarter than you.
I did.
So I got a lot of people.
By the way, there's a whole front row of people over there that are smarter than me.
Well, I don't know them, but I know Jerry. So I always utilize my teammates, and I always thinking in championship mode. Instead of trying to say, do this, do that, I never micromanage my people, and we work together as a unit. And that's always worked for me. And, it took me a while to figure that out, but, once I said, okay, let me utilize my experts, let me utilize my teammates to make it better for everybody. And after I retired, I actually got the idea from Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson pulled me aside when I was 18. He said, it's okay to be cheered and loved, but at some point, you want to start owning things. I had no idea what he was talking about, but once I figured it out, got my master's of business administration, and started buying businesses, started investing, and started doing things, I said, you know what? There's no way I could do this by myself. Let me utilize my teammates. And you have to, treat each teammate differently, but my plan has been working.
That's funny because we were talking, where's the Argentina guys today?
I believe them. That was real.
Not
like Lawrenceville. LSU.
I was in Argentina 4 weeks ago, and they were talking about, they reminded me of the 2004 Olympics when they beat the U.S. men's team.
Well, that's because I wasn't playing. Manu Ginobili would never beat me. Don't forget it.
That's exactly what I told them. It's because Shaq wasn't playing.
Exactly.
That was my exact response. Actually, it was a great example where they played more as a team than...
Yeah, they did.
That was it.
They did. When you have a bunch of individuals and nobody really knows and understands their roles, it'll never work out.
Yeah. Okay, let me shift gears because we've talked a lot this week. I have a belief that by building and running an incredibly successful business, we have a brand and a capability to actually change the world, do great things around the world, doing things for hunger and poverty and education and healthcare, et cetera. So we really believe in community. I think that matters to you as well. How do you think about that in the context of what you're doing?
A lot of people call it give it back. I call it doing what I was taught. I always give 3 life lessons. The first story is one day my father gets some extra money. So he comes in the house and say, let's go get something to eat. Now keep in mind when I say get something to eat, not a sit-down restaurant. He's a big fella. I'm a big fella. A lot of choices for big fellas to eat out there. We choose White Castle. So he gets 6 double cheese. I get 6 double cheese. We couldn't finish them. So on the way home, he sees a guy, veteran, says, veteran, homeless, will work for food. My father pulls over, gives the guy the cheeseburger. I'm young, 19 years old. I'm kind of upset. I'm like, hey, man, I can eat that later while I'm watching Sanford and Son. I'll give the guy my food. So he hits me and said, if you could ever help those in need, you help them. That's the first story. Second story is my father growing up was always my coach. So every time one of my teammates would get hurt and have to go to the hospital, get a cast, get surgery, he'd make us go visit the sick children at the hospital. So I've been doing those things forever. My last story is in 1992, my mother goes to the Boys and Girls Club and she's talking to kids. And 1,000 kids there, they were saying that they were not getting anything for Christmas. So my mother called me and she did something she never does. She said, son, can I borrow some money? But I heard something in her voice. I said, Mommy, what's wrong? She said, baby, I know it's not your problem, but, 1,000 kids, they're not getting anything for Christmas. I want to buy some toys. I said, Mom, we can't buy some toys. I'll take care of it. I didn't have a plan at the time. No, baby, you don't have to do it. I said, I'll take care of it. So on the way home, I see a U-Haul place. I said, boom, call 3 of my guys. We get the U-Haul trucks. I knew where the Toys R Us were, so we just went, we just wiped Toys R Us out. I just grabbed everything. And that's when I started the first annual Shaquille Clause. So the 3 examples that I've talked about, I've been helping out homeless. I always help out sick children, and always try to give kids toys on Christmas. So this is just what I was taught.
Great. That's fantastic. We actually are involved in homelessness. We're involved. We had an award earlier about hunger. And we're working on, we just did a partnership with Global Citizen on poverty around the world. So we share your thinking. So I want to shift gears and ask, what's it like to be Shaq? I mean, you can't go, it's not like you're not, you can't hide.
Yeah, I can't hide. Every now and then I'll try and wear a wig and people just, hey Shaq, nice wig. Damn. Jeez, didn't work. I Look, I don't consider myself a superstar. I consider myself a medium-level juvenile delinquent that at the right time listened to his parents, pursued all his dreams, stayed out of trouble, stayed on the correct path, and now everything is happening for me. I'm a people person. I'm a nice guy. You saw me in the back. I don't have security. I don't have an entourage. Everybody back there has a job, and they better do their job, or I'm going to do the same thing I did to your friend, give him that 2-week notice.
By the way, with all due respect, Shaq, you don't need security.
Good point. Good point. But no, I love life. I stopped playing basketball 7-8 years ago. My father did a great job of using scare tactics to always make sure that I would have something to fall back on. Like as a youngster, he would take all my trophies, and my father was a drill sergeant, so you can never question him. So finally, when I got older, I went to the house and I seen all my trophies. I said, "Why did you take my trophies?" He said, "Because I never wanted you to be satisfied." So after my bachelor's, he would say, "Hey, I went to a meeting with you, and I noticed in the meeting that the guys weren't even talking to you; they were talking to your representatives. Maybe they just think you're a dumb athlete or something." So I go get my master's, and then after I get my master's, he said, "You know what? We don't have any doctors in the family. Sure, it'd be nice if you'd be the first one with a PhD." So I did that. So I'm always striving, to educate myself, striving to be better, and it feels pretty good to be Shaq.
So on the,
I love rock and roll. That's another song those guys went crazy to. Shirts were off.
is that Joan Jett?
I don't know who it is.
Is that who that is? Is that right? Okay, good.
And then they left and went away 5 minutes with Snoop Dogg. I don't know what that one's about.
But you could probably
don't
guess.
put your head down now, buddy. We see you.
Okay, so I was a wannabe basketball guy, and
Look pretty good in that picture. Show that picture again.
no, don't show that picture again. They've already taken it out. They can't cue it again. They're very sequenced, man. You don't throw.
Got it.
Show. There's
good.
another one of Shaq though.
Hold on. Is that Michael Jordan you dunking on?
Like the short shorts, don't you? Now who's that guy?
I don't know who that is.
Now, I'm gonna have to tell you, he doesn't like he worked half as hard as I did to actually do that. That looks pretty easy.
It was easy.
So I got to ask you something. So when I was playing, I'm a little older than you, and I'm actually a fair amount older than you. We didn't have breakaway rims, and then we had Chocolate Thunder, Darryl, and they started having breakaway rims, and you still shattered backboards.
Yes.
So I just wanted to know, I've always wanted to understand, if you guys don't mind, we're just going to chat for a minute. In your mind,
In my mind, I'm trying to rip it off.
Okay.
I'm not really. I'm trying
That's
to
what
rip
I
it
assumed.
Because I realized, because being a basketball player, a lot of it, of course, is athletic ability and physical, but most of the game is mental. I wanted to instill fear in my opponent. So if you rip a backboard down,
That'll do it.
your job is done. Your job is done.
Yeah, backstage, he didn't have to rip a backboard down. He just had to stand up.
You know what's funny about ripping those backboards down? Every time I rip the backboard down, they'd call me and bring me in the back of the room and drug test me right away. What the hell are you taking? I said, I just had Frosted Flakes this morning, so it's not me, it's Tony the Tiger. You're great.
All right. Okay, so
You eat cereal?
we're good.
No, do you eat cereal?
Do I eat cereal?
No?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Not Frosted Flakes, though.
What? What cereal do you eat?
Count Chocula.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Talk to you later. What?
I use Icy Hot.
That's not, okay, good. All right.
I use
you're
Icy
good.
Hot.
I'm back, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. Okay. Use the product, thank you.
Actually, when you get my age, you eat Special K cereal. That's what you eat, or
Count Chocula.
I just made that up. I haven't had it in there forever.
To say, what are you, 12?
You like Lucky Charms?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Lucky Charms, Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops.
Oh, yeah.
That's not surprising.
What? Say it again?
Golden
no, be quiet. Security, escort that gentleman out of the building. He doesn't even work at Cisco. I want to see his badge now. Golden Grams, what is that? What are you, 13? Is that even a cereal, Golden Grams?
I think it might be. I don't know. No. So, okay, so and I know you got a lot of stories, right? Because, I mean, you got to have a lot of great stories. Like, what is one of the best stories from your days, either college, pro, whatever, that just really, what's a great story? Besides the ones you've already told us.
Well, one of my stories is, in my lifetime, I've always had to go strong, stronger, back down, and, refocus. So in high school, I played against a bunch of guys, 5'9", 5'10". So I averaged 40, 20. I was the man in Texas, right? I was the strongest in Texas, a high school player, right? The strongest. Got a scholarship to LSU, didn't need to go do any work. Now when I get to LSU, I got to go back down, right? So instead of getting depressed and saying, I'm used to working, I love working. So now I had to build it back up. Because when I got there, they had a fella by the name of Chris Jackson and another 7-footer by the name of Stanley Roberts. So it was the first time in my career I didn't start. I didn't play. I was coming off the bench. And I could have went left and said, oh, man, I'm not going to make it. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I said, you know what? Right now, I'm still strong because I'm here. They still think I could play. Now let me get a little stronger, right? So I had to work my way back up to where I was starting, and I became the strongest. And I became the first pick of the draft. Everything's good. Now I get to the NBA. I go back down because now I got to go up against Magic, Michael Jordan, Barkley, Malone. There's a whole bunch of great players. So I'm used to always working to become the strongest. And then if for some reason I have to go back down to strong, from strongest to strong, I know not to get down on myself and quit. You just have to keep working until you get back up to the point to where you want to be your strongest again. So that's probably a great story. Another great story is 13 years old. I was a terrible player, living in West Germany. I was 6'8", 6'9", couldn't play, couldn't jump, couldn't run, couldn't do anything. One of my gym teachers told me, you can't chew gum and walk at the same time. You might as well join the Army like your father. And I actually considered it. I was like, okay, I'm 13, I got 5 years left, I'm going to join the Army. So my father comes in and said, hey, it's a college coach. He's speaking up at the gym. I want you to come listen to him. I said, cool, give me 5 minutes. So the 5 minutes, I wanted to go in the dictionary, get a big word, sound smart, in case I talk to him. So the word I found was extremities. E-X-T, I don't know how to spell it, extremities. So I get to the gym, and Dale Brown gets done talking, and everybody's walking away, and I tap him on the shoulder. I say, Coach, hello, sir. My name is Shaquille O'Neal, 6'8", 6'9". Can you send me a program to help strengthen my lower extremities so I could become a better player? So he looked. He said, how long you been in the Army, soldier? I said, I'm not in the Army. I'm 13. What? So he grabbed me like he found some gold, and he went and had a... What? You're only 13? Look at you. You're beautiful. Blah, 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 blah. So, he actually sent me the program, and it didn't work. I got cut as a junior again, so I didn't play. So I sent him a letter and said, you know what, Coach? Appreciate it. It's not going to work. I'm going to just join the Army when I get down my senior year. He sent me a scholarship. He said, nope, I don't want you to join the Army. Here's a free scholarship. When you get back to the States, and you graduate from high school, you got a 4-year ride here at LSU as a basketball manager. That's what it says, as a manager. So I had a scholarship either way. So that right there is probably my most inspirational story.
That's awesome.
I need a favor. Can I do an internship?
Do I?
No, can I do an internship?
Oh, I thought you were offering me an internship.
No, of course not. You're Chuck. I can't talk to Chuck like that.
I thought you were going to teach.
I could talk to Chuck Barkley like that, but not this Chuck. No, seriously, I want to do an internship.
You guys want to let him do an internship?
One condition.
One condition?
I start at 12 o'clock.
You start at 12 o'clock. That's okay. You can replace Woody. He starts at 12 o'clock, too.
Okay, got
it. In fact, you might get here earlier than he does. Hey, so last point, just as you've gone through your career, you've been a player, you're close to Coach Brown, you now have embarked on an incredibly successful post-NBA career. And you talked about being strong, being stronger, and that's what we're focused on here. But what's the greatest piece of advice that someone's given you or you would leave this team with as we wrap up?
Well, my greatest piece of advice, I have a lot. One is my mother and father always used to tell me, be a leader, not a follower. Second greatest piece of advice, my mother, treat people with honor and respect. Man, woman, child, doesn't matter the race, religion, you treat every single person with respect. I've done that. A quote that I like, the people around me, they hate this quote, but Einstein once said, things you can get access to, you should never memorize. Because a lot of people tell me stuff, and I'll be like, I don't have no idea what you're talking about. Then I have to go back and get the access. Don't listen to that quote. Strike that from the tape. But I'll just say, continue being strong, get stronger, and when you get to the strongest, don't let that make you slow down what you're doing. Be modest, be humble, have a great time. I see you at the Snoop Dogg event tonight because he's doing the same show tonight. And it was an honor being here. Thank you. Congratulations on your retirement.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Love you, Jerry.
All right.